Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to take a look at the brand new album from US hard rock legend Styx, and of course it's called Crash of the Crown.
Do you need any money? Is there anything else we can send? Please tell us you stayed away from the darkness again.
This is number 17, and this is a follow-up to 2017's The Mission. Of course, the band consists of Tommy Shaw on vocals. We have James Young on guitar and vocals as well. We have Lawrence Gowan on keyboards and vocals. We have founding member Chuck Panozzo on bass guitar. We also have Ricky Phillips on bass guitar as well, and rounding up the group we have Todd Sucherman on drums. And boy, I'm going to say one thing right off the bat about Todd. He's a world-class drummer, that guy. Check him out. His chops and his fills there's something to be said about them. We also have Ivan Kovic, who is the producer as well as co-writer of some of the tracks on the album, and he played some keyboards and contributed some guitars and backing vocals as well. A lot of the songs were written pre-COVID and finished up during the pandemic. A lot of the song lyrics here are based on the kind of, the dark things, the events that happen in world history over the years. It's not solely based on COVID or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff going on lyrically on this album, and definitely a lot of thought went into writing the lyrics as well. I'm loving this new kind of prog rock that Styx is presenting to us. It kind of continues the same vein as it did with The Mission, but it is totally unlike anything they've done in the past. To me, this is a grower of an album, and it is not an album that the first time you listen to you're going to appreciate. It's going to earn some respect from you and take several listens. You're not going to confuse this album with past works like Grand Illusion or Equinox or Pieces of Eight. You won't confuse it with The Mission either. It's completely its own sound and its own album. I've listened to the album 10 to 12 times probably already over the week or so that I've had it, and every time I'm listening to it, I'm finding, I think, some of the criticisms I had at the beginning are definitely gone away, but we'll get into that later. Alright, so let's go through the songs one by one. The album kicks off with a song called Fight of Our Lives, and this opening track is a hard-driving, progressive rock, fast-paced song with great riffs and multiple vocals. Here's my issue with it. It's too short. Something is going to be probably brought up a lot about the album in this review, and probably many other people are going to mention it, is that the songs are relatively short. I guess they maybe were going thinking they didn't want any of the fat. It kind of trimmed all that off and just gave us, the best of what the song was. I think it hurts the album a little bit. There's not a lot of guitar solos, etc., but we'll get into that later. Track 2 is called A Monster, and this again is a very melodic prog with some great Tommy Shaw vocals, and there's some nice layers of acoustic and electric guitars to give it that soundscape that will be stuck in your mind for a long time after you've heard it. The following track after that is called Reveries, and this again is another great soaring prog rock with some great Lawrence Gowan vocals. The synths here are what make the song. It's an amazing, great lush melodies, and it's a delightful track, and it is definitely one of the highlights of the album. Following that, we have another one of my personal favorites, and this is called Hold Back the Darkness. Now this is more of a haunting piece with some moody synths and a little piano, as well as some acoustic guitars, and we have Lawrence and Tommy Shaw sharing vocals, and it sounds very much like a Pink Floyd inspired song. And it's definitely one of the darker ones on the album, but it's also one of those I think that Styx does really well, and I think that's why I enjoy it a lot. After Hold Back the Darkness, we have a song called Save Us From Ourselves. This is a big hard rocker on the album, and Tommy Shaw's vocals are absolutely immense, and I adore them, especially on the chorus of this song. It's got a great hook that will stick in your mind for days on end. That's one thing I've always appreciated about Styx, is they can really, really write some infectious grooves. After we have the title track called Crash of the Crown. And this is just one big bright rocker with lots of prog woven in between the different sections. It's another standout, another highlight to me, definitely. And I think it's possibly the best song on the album. I'm not sure, but I'm leaning towards that. All right, after Crash of the Crowns, we have Our Wonderful Lives. And this is another contender for best song on the album. It's another one of my favorites. I've got quite a few. And this is just an absolutely great song all around. This is one that I feel never overstayed its welcome. It is the right length, which is one thing I can't believe I'm actually saying, because it's another short song, but it just seems to really work for this one for some reason. All right, now if we flipped the disc over, we have side 2. And side 2 starts with a song called Common Ground. It's an old school sounding Styx song. You get those stabbing synths, acoustic guitars layered with electric guitars. There's a great big organ riff and some searing vocal harmonies. This is prog rock and hard rock colliding together. And like, again, I'm gonna harken back to Styx of the 70s. This is one of their trademark sounds, and they do it so well. All right, after Common Ground, we have another contender for best song on the album and another personal favorite. And this is a song called Sound the Alarm. This is a melodic piece. Again, this is a Tommy Shaw track, and it's just a wonderful job overall. The vocals are really passionate on this song. After Sound the Alarm, we have a song called Long Live the King. This one does have some strong points. It's not one of my favorites. It's got some great vocals by Tommy and Lawrence and some great outstanding harmony guitars on it as well. I don't think it does much for myself anyways. I can't talk about how it's going to be to your ears, but I don't think it's anything special, and I think it is the weakest on the album. Following Long Live the King, we have Lost at Sea. This is a nice little 45-second, I don't know what you'd call it, interlude, I guess. You can tell the group has a big love for the Beatles, especially Lawrence Gowan. You can tell this is a real Beatle-influenced song. And like I said, they are all big Beatles fans, so it's not a big surprise that they would do something such as that. After Lost at Sea, we have a song called Coming Out the Other Side. And this is a truly amazing song. It's got some great layers of keyboards, some great Lawrence Gowan vocals. It's very melodic and catchy. It just shows that the band is really showing all the cool different things they can do on the album, which I really like. That's another, probably big positive of the album is there's a lot of variety on it. Doesn't sound the same throughout. It's got, I always like to compare it, it's peaks and valleys. It's, it's not a straight line, everything sounds the same. And I think a lot of music is quite like this. There's not a lot of ebb and flow to it. And I'm glad that Styx is able still to do that. It's an important thing to a band, I think. Coming up after Coming Out of the Other Side is a song called To Those. It's a great melody. Again, it's another one of the heavier tracks on the album. It's got some big riffs, and the chorus is absolutely immense. And if you're a keyboard fan, this song has a lot of keyboards in it, and I think you would enjoy. After those, we have a little keyboard instrumental called Another Farewell. And then it goes and finishes the album with a song called Stream. Now, Stream is another really cool song. It's moody, and it's got a lot of Pink Floyd influences once again. Some nice slide guitar. The keyboards on it are really, really cool, and it's probably one of the moodier and more darker songs on the album. But it's a great way to finish the album too, because it started pretty high energy and then it kind of ends on kind of a, like I said, moody or a darker tone, which isn't a bad thing. It just shows the nice, complete circle, I guess you could call it. Anyways, now let's get into some of the negative things about the album. Like I said, I'm digging this a lot, and the listen to it, the more I like it. I just think I don't have as much of a issue as I did with the album tracks as I first did when I first started listening. But there are a couple tracks which I know could definitely benefit from more guitar solo, maybe one more chorus thrown in there. Seems to me that they just wanted to cut off all the fat and just present, the songs as strong as can be, but I think some of them really lack something in those terms. As it stands, this is a Dynamite album, and Crash Crown from Styx. You expect it to be a grower, because it definitely will. Like I said, it's going to take a few listens before you'll fully appreciate it. But anyways, overall, it's a great, enjoyable album, and I know this is going to end up probably in a lot of people's top 10 lists. Definitely end of the year. It is a very strong album. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And as usual, let me show you the album and the artwork. All right, there is the front cover. There is the back cover. I'll just zoom in so you can read the songs. And there is the gatefold. Comes with a lyric sheet and credit sheet. And it's just on black wax. I can try show the, I don't know how well that's going to show up. Probably not very well. Yeah, not so much. But anyways, let me know what you think of this album down below. Comment on it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts too. All right, guys, as usual, take care of each other, and we'll see each other soon. Good night.